Hi, I'm Christine. I'm an IBCLC and a childbirth educator, and I want to thank you for joining me today to learn a little bit more about Evolve. I am an IBCLC who first entered this field of lactation in 2001, spent time as a volunteer, became an IBCLC, and have done a lot of different kinds of jobs throughout my career. And I think that's actually a common thread. There are some folks who enter the field and they become an IBCLC and they go to work in one place and they work there for decades and they retire. And there are others of us who hop around from place to place and open or work for a nonprofit or maybe open a private practice, maybe then decide that we would prefer to work in a clinic or a hospital. So there's lots of ways to do this work that we do. And I think that's one of the most interesting things about it. And when I got into the field, like you, I expected and planned that my primary mission and role would be to serve families and to make sure that they were getting the lactation care that they deserved. As time has gone on and I've evolved through many different settings and types of focus in my career, I have changed my mission. It has shifted when I learned that I feel extremely fulfilled by actually serving you. So I know that when I serve you, you can go out there and do that work of providing lactation care to families that is really high quality. And I still do that part of the time, but my primary focus, my primary mission is serving you. I have a new program that I feel will benefit you greatly. And I wanted to share a little bit about this. So what I really would love to see is that you feel fulfilled, you feel supported, and you feel like your career is on a track that you can easily define and easily, mark the touch points that are happening as you go along. So I've developed a membership community over the last few years, and I have now evolved it into Evolve Lactation Community. I think that we have work to do in changing lactation care. It's always going to be something like all types of health and wellness care that's going to evolve as science evolves and as our knowledge evolves. So we need to be flexible and we need to be resilient in order to evolve with it. And I've created the community as a framework to define and evolve what we are doing. So whether you are a student, a novice, or you're already on a leadership track, the Evolve community offers you practical, meaningful resources that can support your growth and resilience as a lactation care provider. So today you may be feeling a bit overwhelmed in your work. You might feel isolated. You might feel unfocused in your lactation career. You may feel as if you're working in the wrong setting, or you don't have access to the population you always intended to serve. But as a member of the Evolve Lactation community, you can begin to feel more organized, inspired, and more connected toward your own purpose and mission. We each have our own purpose in this work, and it's really important that we define that for ourselves and that we find a way to approach that mission as we go along our career so that we feel like we're doing what we were supposed to be doing, why the whole purpose or why we entered the field. My vision for lactation care is that lactation care providers are well prepared and resilient so they can practice with integrity as they serve breastfeeding families with grace and dignity for as long as they choose. I don't like to see people burning out. I don't like to hear people feeling frustrated that they can't seem to make the change that they hope to make. I want to hear people beginning to share how good they feel and how strong they feel, and to know that they can deal with obstacles and they can deal with the challenges that this field brings. My mission, or how I feel that I can approach that vision, is to guide lactation care providers throughout their careers with the resources and skills and support that they need to grow and build their capacity to serve clients and colleagues as clinicians and leaders. Because we serve so many roles in this work, not only serving families and teaching the public, but teaching those we work with in different settings and writing books and now serving on social media and online as influencers in the realm of parenting, pregnancy, and lactation. So we have so many roles to fill. And as we do that, I really feel that it's a situation or a scenario that really requires a lot of togetherness, a lot of community, just a lot of working together to make sure that we all are getting what we need so that we can give so much. This is a role and a job in lactation that requires a lot of energy. It requires a lot of expenditure of our own personal energy. So we really need to have ways to refresh that and to recharge so that we do have that strength and resilience as we move along. So if you choose to join us in the Evolve Lactation community, you'll have access immediately to things like a self-audit tool to guide you in where to focus your energy as you work to make progress toward your own mission. You'll have exercises and activities that are going to encourage you to reflect on your past and your present and your future as a lactation care provider, wherever you are, student track, novice track, or leadership track, and really to define and work and exercises to define where you are, which track you feel you identify with the most, where you would be going next, redefining that purpose, that moment or spark that brought you into this work. And you'll be getting those types of exercises all the time. That's sort of around the clock thing that we do in Evolve. There are exclusive live learning opportunities like 15-minute focus sessions where I'll go in depth on a clinical topic that I've looked up for one reason or another. Monthly live group coaching sessions where we can talk about your toughest challenges and obstacles, think about your path to progress so that you can have a really good vision in your mind, identify and record the touch points of your career. What are those moments where things are changing for you? What are those moments where you are evolving? Sometimes when you are able to look back and figure out where something changed, that's when you figure out why you feel like you're a little bit better than you were before, or maybe you feel like you're a little bit off from where you thought you would be. There's an exclusive Facebook community. You'd have immediate access to that. It's full of growth-focused lactation care providers. These are not people who enjoy just saying the same thing over and over. These are people who learn. These are people who read. These are people who like to talk about what we're learning together and what they're experiencing in their day-to-day work. These are people who are working toward their personal purpose and mission, and they are requiring that support of others to do that. There are behind the scenes views of my work creating and teaching courses and building and delivering presentations and how I work with clients as an IBCLC. A dedicated Slack workspace so that you can communicate directly with me whenever you want to, and a comprehensive library of pre-existing content because this membership has actually existed for a few years now. It's been almost 2 years. So there's quite a bit of content that already lives inside the library, many things to go through. And of course, always revising and refining what's there just to make it better so that it can serve you better. So really quick, let's take a moment to help you figure out if Evolve Lactation Community is right for you. So here are a few questions to think about. Do you feel like you always know where to research things or to look them up when you need them? Do you have a really great system for tracking your continuing education and planning for what you need to study next and where your gaps are? Do you have plenty of colleagues you can reach out to for feedback if you're stuck or frustrated by a case or by something that's happening in your workplace? Do you close your laptop or walk out of your office each night with a sense of real satisfaction that you are actually making a difference? Do you have a well-defined purpose in lactation work and a clear plan to get there to accomplish your mission? Do you know how to tell your origin story, why you became a lactation care provider, and how to influence others positively using your own experiences and stories? Do you know exactly what is next for you in your lactation career? If that describes you, if you're answering yes to all of those questions or most of those questions, good. That is wonderful. And I am so grateful that you checked us out. But if it doesn't seem to describe you, if you really don't feel like you have a well-defined purpose, if you aren't sure what's next, if you kind of stumble when you tell your origin story, or you find yourself jumping in and drowning with your clients when they're having a real struggle, If you feel frustrated a lot of the time or feeling like you're sort of burnt out by lactation work, you belong here in the Evolve members community where there are others who can support you. We're working together proactively to evolve and grow lactation careers. The sense of fulfillment that you can get from supporting families in Evolve is really meaningful. And this is sort of the complement to the continuing education and the initial certifications that we get in the lactation field. You know, it's easy to describe the process. In the beginning, you take a lot of training, you do a mentorship, you take an exam, you receive certifications. As you go along your career, you achieve continuing education to maintain your certifications. But there's so much else that happens along the way that defines what you end up accomplishing as you move along your career. And that's what Evolve is really about. It's about filling in the rest of it. The courses and the certifications and the continuing education, they're only one part of how you learn and grow and how you evolve. So that's what Evolve is really about. And I really do truly hope that you will join us, because I think that we as a community, as an existing community, without you in it yet, we could use what you have. We could learn from you. Everybody has something valuable to share. And it's a community of safe conversations and a place to learn, a place to grow, and truly a place to evolve together. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your attention and your checking us out. And I look forward to welcoming you into the Evolve Lactation community.